So you want to become a nurse or maybe a medical practitioner. So you have applied for a nursing school, and then at the interview, one of the interviewers asks you, Ajwa, Ikuya, Yaya, tell me about yourself. Or maybe you have completed your nursing training and you have applied for a job in a certain medical facility. And so at the interview, one of the interviewers again asked you, tell me about yourself. How do you answer such a question as a nurse or as a medical practitioner to position yourself in order for you to be able to be appointed and get that job so that you can serve humanity with whatever you have learned and your passion? It is important to understand that to be an adequate candidate for a nurse, you must be very patient focused. Not only that, it is a fast paced job that require confidence and composed people to fill the job. What does that mean? It means that it is not everybody who qualifies to be a nurse. But the key question is, how do you answer that question? Now, there are two things you don't want to do when answering the question in relation to tell me about yourself at a nursing interview. The first one is don't come across as scattered or unfocused. What does that mean? You see, when answering the question, tell me about yourself, it's going to be taking probably 2 or 3 minutes. Now, within this time, you will be telling a story about yourself, about your experience, about everything that you have gone through, and why you ultimately decided to become a nurse. Now, whilst telling the story, it is important that the interviewer follows you logically and not have a scattered thought. So this is something that you need to really practice, you really need to know about, you really need to tell, and it has to be felt naturally in order for the interviewer to follow you. Two, don't appear as shy or lacking confidence to share. One of the key things that must be exhibited for a nurse is you must be confident. But if you're not ready to talk, you appear shy. Because this job is a public job, you're going to be having a lot of experience. A lot of people are going to be coming to you. You have to be able to become somebody who is not shy, but you are willing to even share some things in your life. So these are the two key things you want to avoid. Don't be scattered and unfocused. Number two, don't appear to be shy or lacking confidence to share. So the question then is, in crafting your story to respond to, tell me about yourself, what are the things that you need to be taken into consideration? I want to share with you quickly about 6 things that the interviewer is seeking to hear from you, identify from you in order for you to be the appropriate candidate for the nursing job. And in the story that you are going to be sharing with them within the 2 to 3 minutes, your story must contain these 6 elements in order for you to be the best candidate for the job. Number one, your family background and what your values are. This is very fundamental because it is important we understand, or the interviewer understand, where you are coming from and what your values are as an individual. Because like I mentioned, this is a field that is very patient focused and also a field that is fast paced, that requires people who are confident and composed to be able to fill the role. So, what are your values as an individual? What is your family background? How did you grow up? That is one of the things they would want to be looking out for. Two, your attitude towards hard work and how you handle tasks. What is your attitude towards hard work? Because again, you are going to be working in an unusual hours. You are going to be facing unusual situation. Are you ready to be able to go the extra mile? Are you ready to ensure that the thing is completed? Or when your shift is ended and the person who is supposed to replace you is not there, how are you going to be handling that? Will you continue to work? Will you continue to ensure that the task that you have started, that you're in the middle of, even though your shift has ended, you will be able to see it to completion? That is the second thing they want to look out for as an attitude when you are answering that question. Three, your love for humanity and how compassionate you are. You see, compassion is a key feature that every nurse must have. And so when the interviewer asks you, tell me about yourself, as part of the story that you are telling, you have to exhibit some level of compassion. Now, listen, you cannot fake this because as you are telling your story, as you are sharing your life experience, as you have shared, you are sharing what you have been through and why you made a decision to become a nurse, the compassion will be natural in your voice, in your tonation, in your appearance, in your composure. But you have to exhibit and show some level of compassion. Four, your experience over the years on the awareness of people's illness and how you treated or responded to the situation. So, as part of answering the question, you can bring up a scenario of what you experienced. Probably when you were in high school, someone was sick, everybody ran away, but you rushed to the person, helped the person with the various first aid technique because you had watched it on YouTube or you have heard it on TV, and then he started that before the medical people came or before the person was taken to hospital, and the doctor ultimately said that, oh, if there hadn't been that first aid act, then this person wouldn't have been saved or something like that. If there's a true story like that, whatever experience that you have had, that should be built into your story. Number five, what your true interests are and why exactly you chose this profession. There are other things that you could have done. You could have been a shoemaker. You could have been a watchmaker. You could have been a fashion designer. You could have been a model. What really interests you about being a medical practitioner or be a nurse? What really is the reason behind that? As part of your story, the interviewer, when you are asked, tell me about yourself, they want to find out why really did you make this decision. Then the third thing that you need to understand is your academic accomplishment. In a way, you're not supposed to list everything that you have done, everything that you have studied, but if there is something significant that stands out, maybe your GPA score or something significant in your achievement throughout your academics, you can also demonstrate that at the end of the day. So tell me about yourself at the nursing interview. It's primarily going to be you telling a short story about yourself. But in that short story that you're going to be telling, these six things must be present at the end of the day to ensure that you are selected as the right candidate to fill the position. Now, I'm going to be leaving below this video a link to an article that will help you to give you a sample of how this is going to be like. It's a lengthy story that should guide you to be able to sit down and craft your own story, taking into consideration these six elements so that you can then go in there and be able to answer that question, because it's a fundamental question that you're going to be asked as a medical practitioner, as a nurse applying for a job. This is what you must understand about how you answer the question, tell me about yourself, in a nursing interview. Thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up on the video, share the video, and also let me hear in the comment section any other topics that you want me to share on in relation to HR, personal development, or entrepreneurship. I'll see you in the next one.